Hello again, my friends. Hello for the first time if you're a stranger. I mean, I guess that is how greeting that's how greeting people works. Is you say hi to them. It's been a minute since I recorded. I think I mentioned in one of those videos that I was recording a few in advance. So I was we could start my new job a little more chill, and indeed that has happened. I worked a few shifts now. Well, I went in for like an hour, 2 days. There were 2 different days I went in for like an hour, and there were 2 days I went in for like 8 hours. Also, I think I finished the last video already at this location, but this is where we're going. Pretty funny, you can just come here whenever, as soon as you get the Titan's Mitt. Oh boy. This is the Ice Palace. As far as, like, aesthetic, this is probably my favorite dungeon. Or one of them. I mean, you know, they all have this same sort of aesthetic of, like, just, you know, very tile-y and grid-based and, like, bricks on the floor, but I don't know, the ice really adds a lot to this one for me. The magic flames will protect you inside this icy dungeon. Understood. I recall when I was a kid, the way I would play this game is I would go to the forest dungeon to get the flame rod, but because I was too bad at the game to beat that boss, I would then come to this dungeon because there is an upgrade you can get in this dungeon that, well, it makes everything easier. Frankly, I'm quite excited about it. Actually, I was excited to record today at all, both because it has been a while, and because I just like this part of the game. I'm excited for what's going on today. I just feel like this is like a very iconic Link to the Past. Well, for me, I don't know. Maybe it's not iconic. For me, this is a very memorable dungeon. Memorable in terms of I remember doing it, not necessarily in the sense that you should expect flawless execution. In fact, I would say you should not expect flawless execution. You should expect flawed execution. Also, look at this fucking ridiculous 8 floors. Good God. It really just sinks all the way down into the lake. It's kind of a nice visual thought that it's like a literal iceberg in the middle of the lake or something. I don't know. But yeah. I'm just excited about this part of the game. I like this dungeon. I'm excited to get that upgrade. It's one of those things I always want. Whenever I play this game, I forget exactly which dungeon you get it in every time, but I always want it, you know? Oh, these evil penguins. I won't spoil the surprise if you don't already know, but if you do know, hell yeah, man. Also, I also think it's just an aesthetic upgrade. Not upgrade, but it's nice to have something different. Okay. So yeah, I started work. It's been interesting, is what I'll say. This is interesting. Also, I can't push these because there's stones in the way, or I guess skulls. I can't pull these, I don't think. No. Okay. Peculiar, but noticed. Peculiar, but noticed. Perhaps the real benefit is that per this strange little room, we can go... Well, shoot. Actually, I guess we came... Wait. No, we came from down, or did we come from up? You know what? I can just check my map. We came from down, so let's try up. We haven't tried up yet. Yeah, it's been interesting. The first day I went in for an hour was like pretty much just nothing. It was as expected. It was very business, like just like I-9 stuff. You know, paperwork. Not like, I don't know. It was a little awkward and frustrating too, because I think I mentioned this, but it was difficult to get the offer after after he made the offer to me verbally. It took a while to receive the document, and then it took a long time for him to get back to me on like when I would actually be starting. But when he finally did get back to me, you know, I only had to go in for like an hour. It was nothing, whatever. There was something we were supposed to get set up that day that we didn't have time to in that hour, and I was like, whatever, it's fine, I'll be back tomorrow, which was true. So that was Thursday. You cannot destroy the skeleton knight with the sword alone. When he collapses, he is vulnerable to another weapon. That's good advice, because he just showed up. I pushed the wrong button. Yeah, the correct answer is bomb, by the way. That's what he's vulnerable to. So, you know, note that. Is there another one? Yes. I was confused. Okay. There we go. So yeah, that was the first day. It wasn't too bad. You know, it was a little awkward, but that's just how I think any first day at any job ever is, or not even just in a job, just like any first day, any doing anything for the first time is like kind of uncomfortable. So whatever, it was fine. The second day, which was like the first full day, was a little less. I don't know. It was not my favorite, I guess. They basically just sat me in front of a computer for 8 hours and said, you know, this is what you're doing. And it was just like, you know, nonstop like training modules. And you know, anybody who's ever like, maybe your mom and pop shops don't have stuff like this, but anybody, if you've ever worked like a retail job or anything, you know, and you have to do those trainings that are just like, some of them are genuinely like good information if you have never worked a job like that before, like about like how to handle credit information or how to run a check through a register, like that kind of shit. But um, after you've done it like once or even 2 or 3 times, it just kind of it just becomes, it's a little much. And it's very boring and repetitive, and you know, it's not really like intellectually engaging or stimulating in a way that makes, oh my god, this room is destroying me, dude. Here's what we're gonna do. How easy was that? Easiest thing in the world. And what's great is that magic drops so easy in this game. Keep bombs equipped because I think I'm gonna need them. Woo! So yeah, it was just boring. So it was like 4 hours of the day was that kind of shit, and then the other 4 hours was actually getting into also like, you know, not like harassment training and that sort of thing, which I don't really know. I mean, I guess I like the thought behind that sort of stuff, but it's better to do it than to not do it. But I have to question if it really makes a difference at all. Anyway, that was that, and I still did not get my code thing. I asked the manager when he got there, or when I got there, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we'll do that today." And then he left, and like he was on his way out, so he came to say bye to me, and I was like, "Oh, we didn't do this thing," and he was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I got someone on it." I was like, "Okay." Um, so the person who was supposed to come do it never came and did it either. And then when I like was about to leave, what's happening right now? Why can't I go down these stairs? Am I crazy? These are definitely like usable stairs. I don't know why Link is like refusing to go down them. There we go. Oh my god. The ice physics, I guess, were just fucking him up. Oh my lord, that hurt. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Well, that's okay. Oh, I forgot to mention actually. Off screen, I did go replace one of the 4 fairies that we had with a blue potion. I did that just like today. That did not happen last time. That happened today. Which is also part of why we did not start where we last ended up. But, you know, I saved and quit type shit. Okay, so I don't think there is a way for me to get to that door. So we're just going to have to fall again. I think, oh yeah. I totally see the solution. Okay, yeah. So when we get the big key, we're going to have to go back to that room we just fell from and bomb the floor to fall in on the other side. And we're going to need to return to this room because it has a door. And we're going to need to push a color switch. There's a lot of shit going on in that room. It's a very busy dungeon. That's all I can say. Oh, wrong button. I see a friend I want to make a, or rather I see a foe I'd like to make a friend, I guess is how I should phrase it. Damn it. So it was just kind of a frustrating day, I guess. I did not feel like the leadership was like paying attention to me at all, which is kind of disconcerting when it's your first day and you're like actually trying to learn the ropes and stuff, you know. It was just it was a long day as well. I was there till 9. It was like 1:30 till 9 they had me there for some reason. I don't know why. So whatever. That was kind of a frustrating day. This is looking like another cape type situation. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. What is why is he like bouncing around? What the fuck is that? Maybe the ice physics are like more effective when you have the cape going or something. I don't know. That was bizarre. Okay. I think this is safe if I sit right here. It's totally not safe if I sit right there. No, it's absolutely not safe. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. No! Oh my god. Like I do think that the edges really pull you in more than they oughta. Like you'll fall off. Okay, relax. You'll fall off if you get close to an edge more than if you go off it. Although you can kind of fight it a little bit. I don't know. So that was another funny thing. I think I've talked about this before. The do you work here question. The first day I went in, which I wasn't even wearing like a Best Buy shirt yet. Like they didn't give me my uniform yet. I was just wearing a blue polo. And I had been in the store for all of about 5 minutes. I was just like walking. Like I wasn't wearing a name tag. I wasn't wearing a Best Buy shirt or anything. Somebody stops me and says, "Hey, do you work here?" That one's crazy to me. Because at least, I wasn't even in uniform. I will admit, I wore a blue polo because I was trying to imitate the Best Buy shirt. Because the only guidance I had received on dress code was you have to wear a Best Buy shirt and pants, like any pants, I guess. I'm not sure if there's like too much strictness on the pants. I just know it can't be shorts, which is fine. I don't care. I like pants. Ah! And it's almost winter. What's the map looking like? The map is looking like that. What is this room to our left? Why does it indicate that we have been there already? I don't recall having been there. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, cool. That's a quick way to get back down to the wrong side of the chest. But I guess if I get the big key, I can still go through that door, which might be useful enough on its own. Oh my god. Ah! Frightening. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. That was just frustrating. I basically, he said, do you work here, man? And I was like, not yet. Like I didn't know what else to say. I literally was I had worked 1 hour the previous day. And like I don't know, I can't help you. Yes, I work here. Literally, I don't know how to explain to somebody that I've only been there for 1 hour. And can't, like, it's just easier to lie and say I don't work there. But I don't want to lie. So instead, I make it more complicated and say shit like not yet. Anyway, do not use all your magic power if you do not possess the medicine of magic. Now get ready to go into the depths of this dungeon. All right, sick. Frankly, that is too little too late on that information, I think, but whatever. I just mean like if you got to this point in the dungeon and you didn't already have some kind of magic restoring solution, it's like too late. You're not going to get one. But to be honest, it's really not like a lot of, these enemies are dropping magic left and right. It's not that hard to get your magic back. You might have to grind a little bit, but okay. Ow. I don't really know what the way you're supposed to get through this room is, but I don't think it's like that. Hey, we're going back up. Do you have a key I can use on that door? If I go over there, I cannot come back. Well, I could if I used the cape, but I feel like that's against the spirit of it a little bit, maybe. Oh god. So anyways, it was time to leave at the end of that shift, so I went looking for... Oh. So I went looking for the manager. Oh, okay, this is just this room, though. This is... We've been here. And I couldn't find her, so I walked up to another employee, which is like a guy I hadn't met yet. And he was very nice, but I was like, hey, is the manager still here? And he was like, no, man, she left a little bit ago. And I was just like, damn, nobody's talking to me, huh? Like the one manager left in the middle of the day without doing the one thing he said he was going to do, and the other manager just left without saying anything at all. So it just left me in a sour mood, and I was pretty frustrated. Have I been up here already? I guess I have. Cause yeah, those are the stairs I went down. Yeah, all right. I'm losing control. I'm losing track a little bit here. But yeah, okay. If I go down those stairs, that takes me to there. So I think I do want to cross this gap here. Oh, there you go. That's your way back. Except now what I've done is I've destroyed my way over, so I have to leave the room and come back. Oh, shut up. You're being a baby. Can you believe though we have so many hearts now that being on 3 hearts constitutes like emergency protocol according to the game? Anyway, I left frustrated. I went back the next day. The next day was basically the same, but the main manager who had left in the middle of the day the previous day was gone, and the manager who had left without saying anything was much more like around. So it wasn't as bad, and the trainings also were like pretty much all relevant. Hey, that's huge. We love a map. We fucking love a map. But you can see, I mean, there actually isn't that much more of the dungeon that we haven't seen. It's deep, but it's not particularly wide, I guess, is how you would phrase it, or how I'm choosing to phrase it. Anyway, this guy's tongue is pullable. He kind of looks like a lickety-split from Dragon Quest, or whatever you want to call it. Cool. That day wasn't as bad. I left feeling better. I bet you this is our big key. Beautiful stuff. Better about the job, and just, I don't know, in general. And then today, so that was yesterday. Today, oh god, oh god, oh, get me out of here. Just get me out of here, man. Yeah. I was hoping I could clear out all the penguins and then magic powder the fairy, but, or magic powder the anti-fairy rather, but no dice. Ah, hard to navigate, you know, on the ice with all the guys. Okay, I still want to turn this disgusting freak into a fairy and eat it. Yum. Okay. Ah! Okay. Yeah, that brings us to today, this morning, where I had to go in for just an hour and a half because there was some kind of I guess it was like a mandatory training for all staff, and because I technically was staff at that point, I had to go. It was a little, I wouldn't say it was over my head, but I don't think I necessarily needed to go. I don't know. It was helpful, but it also gave me a better impression of the job than either of the previous days. Maybe only because I was there for a shorter amount of time, but okay, let me lock in a little bit here. So we need to go down to where the big chest is, obviously, so we can get the contents of the big chest. Also, there was a big key door right around there, so we need to get, I guess we just need to keep going down, which I believe our best way down is to the left, or to the east, rather. Or wait, no, we just came from... Hold on. How did I get down the first time? Oh, is there like a hole somewhere? Yeah, there's a hole somewhere, as a matter of fact. Okay. So I guess now we basically just get to do the whole dungeon again. But, with soul. I don't know, it won't take that long. I guess. Probably? Oh, I gotta fight these guys again. Yeah, it was basically like just like tips for getting people to sign up for the credit card. Because I guess our store is bad about that or something. Not bad about it, but like, you know, very corporate-y talk. Just like, oh, this is our target. These are our growth areas and shit like that, you know. Not particularly interesting, but like the fellas seemed funny. The coworkers all seemed funny. So they seemed like perfectly pleasant individuals. And they seemed friendly with one another too, which is, you know, that's like obviously super important. At least that's important for me. I wanna, you know, I'm not necessarily here for like to be besties with my coworkers, but I want to be on amicable terms. You know what I mean? I don't want us to live in different worlds, which felt like a little bit of a barrier in my last job, just because of the age discrepancy between me and so many of my coworkers. You know, they would just say some crazy out of pocket shit sometimes, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot you're like not from you're not from around these parts temporally. Okay, the way down that we want to use is on the left. We want to go left. Yes, this is perfect. And then we have to finagle our way down these goddamn evil stairs again. Fuck you. You got it, Link. You got it. You got it. There we go. I think what was happening was I was still slightly holding it at an angle. My, like the D-pad was slightly also on the left as well as on the right. There we go. Frightening. Or rather, on the left as well as down, so he was not technically facing straight down. Anyway, this is what it's all about, baby. The blue mail. Reduce damage by half. Doesn't say that, but that's what it does, I think. Or maybe it reduces damage by a quarter. I don't know. It reduces damage by a significant amount. That's the relevant piece of information. And we can go through here now. And seemingly get even deeper into the dungeon still. Shout out to the Skeleton Knight who bro doesn't really do anything. Bro doesn't really do anything, does he? He drops bombs, but not even in like a cool, like truth bombs way. He just literally he died and dropped a bomb. Also, this is what I was talking about when I said aesthetically I like this change, because Link, you'll notice, he's now wearing blue. I don't love the hat color, the like beige hat. Doesn't really grok with me, but I don't know. I like blue. Sue me. When they made Link blue in Breath of the Wild, I was like, yo, sick. I love blue. That's a great color. That's one of the finer colors. Ow, bitch. Not overkill, but but satisfying. Yeah, I bet you're dead now, huh? Yeah, you sure are. Yeah, you're dead. You are dead. Okay, so oh, I need to put something there. But I can't. I don't have anything to put there. What the hell? Unless there was a block or something I missed. Oh no, there wasn't. I remember this puzzle. Funny. This is a funny one. Okay. I'm not going to open those because I'm guessing they also give magic because the game knows you need magic. So this puzzle, I feel like I remember this shit stumping me for a while, but we need a block to push onto that button, and there's no block in the room. But there are blocks in this room. And now there's a block in this room. How about that? I think this puzzle took me a really long time to crack as a kid because... Oh, I still didn't crack it. You gotta get the right block. Okay, so let me actually double check which one that would be. That would be probably the lower left block. So let me think about this. I think what we're gonna have to do is go the long way around and then push the block from the bottom. Which, in my opinion, that's gonna take a while, and so we'll do it another time. See ya!